Good afternoon. We're back at Boca Chica today for the SN7.2 cryogenic proof testing. It's on the 19th of June. It's right now 3:01 in Eastern Standard Time, and right now you're seeing a live view of one of the test stands holding that SN7.2 test product on that stand. Right behind it, you see a couple ground crew members there at the entrance of Boca Chica right now as they prep for the test today. Currently, those teams are just checking out the vehicle to make sure that everything is ready for this test. And yes, I am Dev135, the main commentator of Space Watchers, and I'm here today to cover the SN7.2 test, the cryogenic proof test. Right now, this steel is 3 millimeters, which is the lowest we're seeing right now of Starship test products. If this test passed today and it does not pop, this will constitute in future Starship vehicles and super heavy vehicles using the 3 millimeter stainless steel that is being used on this SN7.2 test product. About last week, we saw the rollout of this test product from the Boca Chica production site all the way down to the pad, and about a couple days ago, it was lifted onto the pad and placed on its stand for testing and hooked up to the ground. Currently, if you are not in our Discord for Space Watchers and SpaceX, please join it right now. You can also ask questions in those by adding Cobra or Dev135. We have questions already on display, I think. Actually, no, we do not. Uh, Please add us in the chat if you have any questions regarding the vehicle or regarding any other thing that we have covered. Today is featuring our new camera angles, as we got a couple new angles for the testing of this vehicle. Right now, you see 7.2 and Starship SN10 right there. And in the back, you see the side of Star Hopper right there. So it is not on suborbital test pad B or A. It's on one of the test pads that they use for this prototype vehicle. Really, nothing else is going on here today except for the test. Starship SN7.2 will fuel up with its cryogenic. It will start to process its fuel by making frost on the side. It'll start venting, and if it does pop, that's just from all the stress from the fuel and the pressure inside. So it will pop and result in this big white bomb-looking thing. And it's not really a bomb; it's just a bunch of cryogenic plumes. Basically, it's nothing huge or that big. Right now, we're going to swap to another camera angle to take a look around the site, or we're just going to rotate this camera around. It depends on... yeah, we have our different camera here showing that awesome vehicle. In the middle of the screen, you see SN7.2. On the right, you see SN10 and Starhopper and Bluezilla in the background. And right there, you just see 3 security Teslas or ground crew Teslas. They're just closing out the pad and making sure that that road's going to close, which road closes in about 5 minutes. So, yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at the Boca Chica beach line. And really nothing going on there. Everyone's been forced out, and if we zoom down, it looks pretty empty down there, so everyone's cleared off that in case of something really bad happens. And you see the shadow back there, the high bay, mid bay, one of the cranes over there, and the village over there. Road should be closing in about 3 minutes, I think. Currently, we just see a couple vehicles driving down that road right now. Right there, you just see a couple vehicles in the production site over there, and nothing's really going on. Really, nothing else is going on here. Just waiting for that road closure to start happening very shortly. Nothing else is going on though, except for just waiting for that. If you have any questions, ask us in that chat right now. I think we got a couple questions coming in, I believe, and we will answer those as soon as they pop on the screen, and I will shout out your name too. And we got one question from Isaac this way. Hello, welcome to the stream. He asked, what do you think they'll do if it pops? They will probably just go straight back to that other steel 4 millimeters, or they might start reducing it to like 3.5 and make it really thin, but keep it as 3. If it doesn't work like that, then I'm assuming they may may try to and see if there's something just wrong with that steel or whatever. They also might make it so then it's going to be retested in case if something's wrong. But overall, just I think they would either go up or by they'd go up by a little bit, or they would go down to see if there's something wrong with that steel that they made fabricated. We got a new question coming in. Same person, Isaac the Sweaty. There's really nothing going on there, as you see on the camera. But Isaac asked again, adding to that, maybe at 7.3. I don't really see anything with 7.3 happening. If it does pass, they might do 7.3 later on, but that also depends on if they could just completely scrap the whole entire SN7 vehicle itself and jump straight to booster numbers and test it there, since it's basically the same thing as testing with boosters, because boosters will use the same stainless steel as Starship. So yeah, I would say they might not do SN7.3. They might go straight just to boosters and test it there as they test the boosters, because it's kind of different architecture, but it's the same steel that they're using. So yeah, it's kind of up in the sky right now though. 7.3 will come out. Currently, the production site, nothing's really going on there. Bluezilla's still sitting there next to the high bay. And I think in the mid bay, we're seeing SN11, possibly the aft part of SN11 being produced into service right there. We don't have a camera facing that way though, but right now the high bay seems to be empty. And that lounge at the top, really nothing going on there. They're starting to put up some glass and starting to make the 4 come true. And yeah, that high bay will soon come to effect if they allow premium people to go up there, which you can buy the premium pass in the group, and you can also buy other stuff in the group of SpaceX. Yeah. So right now, everyone is looking to be off the road. The pad might be clearing if we can switch back to the pad. And sorry about that. We had a communications error right there. It looked like someone's internet dropped out. It's unknown what happened though, but we did get it resolved and we're back online for this test. Right now, 7.2 is sitting on that test stand right there, waiting for action to start. That white part on top of or on the side of SN7.2, that is not frost. That is just the vehicle itself. That might be a thermal coating right there. But yeah, it's just I think it might be reflection too. But yeah, right now it's about 2 o'clock on CST time, which is the time right now for Boca Chica. So yeah, basically 7.2 is sitting on the pad. We just saw some cars drive on the road back towards the facility for production, and we're just looking for more action coming soon. That road should be closing very shortly, though. If you have any questions, please add Space Watchers in the chat or join the Discord and DM Dev135 or Cobra. You can also join the ROBLOX group basically to do anything. You could become a public relations officer. You can also become anything else. And I think we have a new question coming in right now as we speak. New question in, yep. From Isaac again. Any estimated on the test time? Right now, I'm estimating that it's going to be about 30, maybe less minutes until we start seeing action. But yeah, we should be all done within an hour of test. SpaceX Roblox has hit 400 members, and they'd like to thank you for all of the support. This supports the group a lot because you've joined our group, and it shows that we have an active community. People also can become an astronaut. They could become a grounds crew security officer, maybe a high rank, or a public relations officer, which is my job. You can become there. You can become a public relations officer for SpaceX or for Space Watchers, as we are looking for more people. Right now, just looking at that camera right there, I think we can get a couple switching off. There's no one on the road right now, so that might be indicating that we're closing down the road shortly. I think I see one car out there. Final vehicles are right now leaving onto the Boca Chica road, and they're going to be escorted by security officers down to the village or down to wherever they place those people, so then they are safe. Pad is not closed yet, but it looks like it will be closing very shortly within the next 2, maybe 5 minutes. And there's 3 cars right there, 1 truck and 2 Teslas, so that might be some people coming down from the village or such. Really nothing's going on though, except for we're just watching those 3 cars to see what they're doing. Might be final closeout team. Anything else, I don't really know. And it looks like they've passed the entrance, so you can see the road is closed as they're making sure everyone is off the road and not hiding in any way. And right now, in the top left corner, we're going to be updating that milestone. The road closed. It's been confirmed road is closed. We are starting to see some more action, which means we're starting to see pad closure very shortly. I think they're checking that beach down there. 1 security Tesla is coming back from that beach. Yep, we should be seeing pad closeout shortly and pad closure. Now, one thing I will say on that, what's on top of SN7.2, if we can zoom into that possibly, On top of 7.2, there's this one structure, which it looks like to be just some type of barometer thing that just measures the pressure around the vehicle and basically measures the pop time, how much force it'd be put on the pop. Uh, it's unknown what this structure is, but I'm guessing it's something to deal with popping of the vehicle. If it does pop, then that measures how much bar it reaches, or basically how much force is made when it pops. And this could be useful for next generation Starship vehicles, because if somehow a Starship vehicle pops with crew on board, since right now we know that there's going to be no crew escape tower or motor that the crew can escape, this basically just measures if the humans on board would be safe or not. That is my assumption there. But right now, we're just standing up right now to see what is going on at this test production, and hopefully we will see some more action coming soon. And right there you see SN10 just chilling on pad A right there, and pad B empty as can be. And you see that tank farm in the back. The gray tanks are liquid methane, and then the white tanks are liquid oxygen. Looks like crew is now going back onto that beach and checking out whatever is back there. It could be just making sure that the beach is closed. And you see right there, security Tesla is blocking the road. That's indicating that the road is closed, and there's looks like to be another Tesla back there that has crashed or something. It's unknown what happened there. And you also see that high bay in the background. You see no silver cans back there. Tin cans. There's nothing going on back there right now. You just see the high bay bar right there and other things. Turning this camera around right now, and right now you just see an overview of the launch site and the orbital launch sites there in the test stand. Right below Tankzilla, you see SN7.2. Right in front of it, you see the Starship orbital launch table mounts. Those are just the stands, so then it holds up the orbital launch table, which hopefully we will soon see some more action of rollouts soon of the tower segments, as they've been talking about possibly even finishing that orbital base. You also can see SN7 or SN10. It's chilling on its pad. We hope to see some action with that within the next week or two, which they might be doing a flight test and they might not. So it is unknown what they're doing with that right now, but it's known that they will be launching shortly in action. So yeah. Right now you see the final security vehicle leaving, and they're making their way down to the roadblock at the end. They're right now just leaving from that road, so then they don't get injured by anything of that test. And you see they've just made it past, and now they're blocking off the road. Right now, it's safe to say that that pad is most likely cleared, and that means that confirmation of the pad cleared is coming up shortly. I think it is pad clear. And it looks like, yep, pad is cleared. It looks like those blockages are out and everyone's left the pad, so that means pad is cleared. That's our next major milestone for today. And right now we're zooming into that SN7.2 test vehicle. The bottom of it's the stainless steel. It's just because it's like a forward or a usual common dome that we see, or an aft dome or forward dome. Those are used, they're bare, and they're put in to separate the tanks. On the top is just most likely weather protection system, and that's the black part that just protects it from having water seep through the welds if there's any weld errors there. But yeah, that doesn't affect the test to make it not sufficient or not trustworthy. On the white, you just see the reflection from the sun to the test vehicle, and then those rivets right there. Those rivets are basically just structured test. You most likely find them in the skirt where the landing legs are and the engines are. You'll, if you look up in there, you will see that rivets there. We're soon going to see that hopefully on any booster number. Preferably, we'd see it on booster number 3 or above, since all of our test vehicles are unknown right now. But soon we should see some chart or something coming out soon of what's going on. That chart would probably be made by people at Space Watchers, assuming what's going on, since SpaceX publicly does not release what is going on in their production site, since they're pretty transparent about this, since we never see this happen where they show everything about the phase of a vehicle in production. So it's pretty cool to see them show all this, and it's also we all should be very thankful for them showing this, because without this being not public, we would see no development, and I bet there'd just be a lot of questions about this whole entire test program. We should see within the next coming month, within the year, SN11 taking its test on the road and rolling out static firing and flying. Hopefully we see SN10 land before that, and hopefully SN11 lands successfully. And after that, we might see SN12 come if that does not get canceled because of SpaceX production. They might rapidly ramp up the production, and or they might just cancel SN12 in general. And then after that, we should see SN15 through 18 and 19 to come, and the next month or whatever, however long SpaceX wants to test. Then after that, we should see some booster testing. Not many tests. It's unclear right now if BN1 or 2 will do its flight test. And by flight test, that would be a 150-meter hop. It would not get caught by the tower. If that is an option right now, it's up in the air. It might get caught by the tower. It might land on the ground like a normal landing pad, like a Falcon 9 landing. If you have any questions, please at Space Watchers in the chat. Also, you can ping Dev135 or Cobra in the Discord chat, and we can answer that there. Right now, nothing else is really going on. We're just waiting for that test vehicle to start venting and fueling. After that, we should see about 20 to 30 minutes, maybe even less, of that test starting. It will just fuel up, hold it, make the pressure go up, and then simmer it down, detank, and then call it a day. Hopefully, we will see the integration tower being stacked up at the Sanchez site, which is right next to the production site. It's on the back, where behind the high bay. We're hopefully seeing some stacking of the integration tower and forming before being rolled out onto suborbital pad and then being raised onto the orbital launched concrete base. So yeah, we should be seeing that after SN15, I believe, and yeah, if they do it a little quicker, that'd be pretty awesome. It's right now unknown if they are still aiming for a flight test in about a couple months of a full Starship, or if they're aiming for it for next year. It is unknown, though. Nothing else is really going on, though. We're just waiting for the final call out from SpaceX saying that they are fueling up. And there looks to be a new question coming in soon. I'll answer that shortly after I just say a couple things with that launched service mount. So right now, when they are developing the launch service mount, they will most likely be putting caps onto that stand. So then the stand has enough vertical output, basically, to raise that launch table up. Uh, then after that, you'll see the concrete base of the orbital launch tower form very shortly, and then soon we'll see 8 to 9 Starship orbital launch tower come out on the roller, or the crawler, sorry, and then be raised onto that orbital launch mount where the concrete base stands, and that is not the white pillars there. Uh, I think we got a new question coming in on the chat right now, and I think this might be an interruption. We might be seeing recondensers starting to form and venting starting to happen. As we get that question up, we should be getting that question up very soon, and we should be seeing midway point and that recondenser starting. So hopefully we can get a new camera angle pretty shortly. But yeah, we're just waiting for that recondenser to start up fully and go. And right now, that new question is up from Isaac again. He has a great question all the time. He asked, "You think they will start the orbital launch and platform building soon? It seems like it's paused." I mean, the orbital launch platform, the table is being formed. It's so complex because they can't have that thing have it or you really cannot have that thing damaged. You cannot have anything around Boca Chica damaged because of the immense sound of Starship. So they really need to make that water deluge system perfect before they send it out to the launch pad. Also, they have to add the clamp steel and the top casing. But overall, everything is just ready for that. It's not really paused. They're just perfecting it because they don't want it to damage anyone's house or damage anyone in general because of the immense sound. But the orbital launch platform, that's pretty explanatory there. They're not saying anything about it because of uh, all the development. They're mainly focusing on Starship, though. And if we can switch that camera angle right now, if we can switch that, can we get it onto the 7.2 test vehicle? Because I think we're getting some notice that recondenser is starting on Starship SN7.2. Right now, I think it's starting to feel the lines are starting to open and start filling up that vehicle. If we can see some tank farm activity, we might be able to confirm if that recondenser is starting up. And next milestone is venting for the Starship SN7.2 test vehicle. Hopefully we can see frost coming from it soon, and then that vent will up. We'll see venting from the sides, maybe even the top. It's unknown, but we might see some. If we can get a camera onto that tank farm right there to see if anything's happening over there, that'd be great. Right now, as test program 1 of Starship SN7.2 is starting to add more time, frost is starting to build up, it looks like, as the top is got a little bit more shinier. It looks like ice is starting to form there too. So, yeah. And it looks like Starship team can confirm there's no recondenser on this test vehicle. Recondenser was probably turned on by accident, or they might be testing it just for no reason. Who knows? They might have a new part there or whatever. But right now, that does not uh, include for the test end of SN7.2. Nothing's really going on though, except for the frost buildup and the ice buildup starting on the top and the side. Once the vehicle is starting to be fully frosted on the side and the top, uh, we'll start talking a little more about that frost, and we should see the whole entire test vehicle start venting pretty quickly. So, yeah, there's nothing really going on right now except for we're just waiting for that whole entire process to start ramping up. We'll update the milestone on the top left hand of your corner. We'll update that once we confirm frost is completely built up. And right now, we have another question coming in. I think if we can get that up on the screen, it's from Isaac again. Currently, if you have any questions, you can ask us in the chat by pinging at Space Watchers. Please do not ping us if it is something about the action going on. Only ping us if it's a true question, please, because that will keep it simpler to our team here at Space Watchers. You can also ask it in the Discord chat by pinging at Dev135 or at Cobra or Elon Musk, if you, however you call him. So that new question we got from Isaac again. Do you think that they will bring in a new crane for the stacking of the tower, or just extend an existing one? Right now, I don't really think Tankzilla, Bluezilla, or any other crane can handle the mass of that whole entire tower section. So I plan that SpaceX will have plans for making a new crane, which it's been leaked about possible new crane coming in for the stacking of that tower. So we're not going to really see anything else. And as you can see, that top has got shinier, so that means that we're starting to see some fueling happening and cryogenic testing starting. So the frost is starting to build up rapidly, so we should be seeing some venting pretty soon. If you just joined in with us, SN7.2 test program is starting, and they are starting to fuel. As I've talked a lot for the past couple minutes, I will take a brief 1 minute break and let you guys just admire the view of SN7.2 filling up and the frost starting. All right, and I'm back. Right now, you just see 7.2, the frost building up on the sides and between the rivets and without the rivets in between for every however long. And also, you're seeing that frost build up on top of the vehicle right now. So, really, you're just watching for the pop, possibly even venting starting to happen pretty soon. If we can switch camera angles, I think we might be able to see some more action on that side, the other side of the 7.2 test vehicle. Really nothing going on right now, and people are on the road, so security team is on the road right now. It is unknown if they are holding right now or if they're scrubbing. It's unknown though. Looks like someone was in the water, so that's why we saw that security people going down. So yeah. And pardon that, my microphone was not near my voice, honestly. So you just see right now someone was in the water, so that's probably why you saw that security vehicle come down. And there's the venting happening right there. Starship SN7.2 is now venting. This is not a pop, but now the milestone for venting is starting. Right now, the main point of 7.2 was the venting and the fueling process starting. Right now, you're just seeing the venting, so we reached the main point of the test where SN7.2 will vent its fuel and basically maintain a proper bar level. Right now, frost is fully formed on the side, so that means this vehicle is probably holding at this point, not holding from the test, but holding its fuel up at the levels and testing that bar out on the 3 millimeter stainless steel. Right now, it's expected to be venting for 9 minutes or so. After venting from the nose cone stops, that means that they are detanking everything and making sure the fuel is going. They might also raise it back up and do another test if they need to, if they conclude that something went wrong during the test and it's still fine. But that's probably not going to be an assumption right now. That might not even happen if this test goes perfectly fine and we see no pop. And also by a pop, we also could see basically no instant burst of white gas coming out. So if we see an instant burst of white gas coming out, something might have popped, just a weld part, which causes the vehicle not to pop fully, but it pops slightly. Which if it pops slightly, I wouldn't say that this vehicle is technically now into the scrapyard. I would say that they could possibly replace it, and if they replace it, that means they could do another test and make sure everything is normal and not messed up. But overall, we're now just waiting to see more action happening on that SN7.2 test vehicle, but really nothing else is going on. Right now, if you just joined in, you can see that the frost on SN7.2 has fully formed around the surface, and it's starting to vent like crazy. So right now, you're just seeing a bunch of action going on, mainly the fueling and testing of the vents. And keep in mind, this is a 3 millimeter stainless steel. On SN7.1, it was 4 millimeter stainless steel, so they were testing it to reduce the weight for future Starship vehicles to maximize the weight to money ratio. When the weight is low, the money is low too, and that means it could be a cheaper production, and it also could be a cheaper launch cost. Right now, that black tip on the top has basically turned into a white tip, so that means that the venting has formed on the top, and I don't know if we're going to see venting on the bottom as of right now, but right now it does not look like it's venting on the bottom. Also, if you tuned in, you can ask us questions in the chat on the live stream by adding our Space Watchers, and also you can go into our Discord, join our ROBLOX group, and ask us questions in our Discord. And sorry for the brief pause of the stream coverage. We're working to solve an issue right now. It's unknown what the issue is, but I'll get back to you once we fix it. As we resolve the issue, it looks like SN7.2 might have popped. I don't think that's the case right now. Actually, no, it's not popped. It's part of the test program right now. That venting on top just made it look like it popped because of one of the parts up there. So that part on top that I was talking about early on, that might have just been something to measure the temperature of the cryogenic part. And it looks like we have someone pretty close on that fence. Was you, I would back off that. We might be seeing a hold pretty shortly. If that hold does happen, looks like staff have dealt with him as of right now. Keep in mind, if you guys do run near that, that's basically going to involve some type of fine or something. So I wouldn't really say run towards that because SpaceX is really public on this test program. So if you guys want to keep them or keep letting us be or keep letting them be public with this test program, I wouldn't say invade. But yeah, you would be arrested for trespassing. But please do not do that because we want to keep that. And also, you'll lose your premium pass if you go on to that. Then the next coming days, we hope to see SN10 take its flight test, possibly another static fire for the header tanks. Since it did a static fire for the main, aft, and forward tanks. So yeah, we're just waiting for them to confirm if it's flight ready or not. We apologize for the hold on the videos. Our camera might be damaged as we're going to resolve the issue pretty soon. It also might be a loose wire or whatever, but sorry for the holds on the camera. Right now, 7.2 is just going to be holding its pressure and its fuel as it vents, as we make sure that everything, or as SpaceX team make sure that everything is good for the test. As soon as they indicate everything is great for the test, that's when they will shut down and close out for the day and open the roads and open the pad again. But yeah, we should be seeing that happening soon. Again, if you have any questions, please post them in the chat by pinging at Space Watchers or going into the Discord and pinging at Dev135 or Cobra, aka Elon Musk. Right now, we will stick with you right the way through the road close, or to the road. We stick with you right from road closure all the way to road opening, which when they will open the road after everything will be concluded. Right now, we're just watching SN7.2 fuel up and fuel down pretty shortly, and yeah, we're just waiting for them. Right now, the time is currently 3:52 p.m. EST, 2:52 p.m. CST. Seems like everything is going nominal, and the reports from our reporters in the field here at Boca Chica launch site saying anything is bad or anything is not nominal. Or as John Innsbrucker would say, nominal. Right now, SN7.2 is just venting from its top vents, and also the frost is holding right now as bars are being tested and SpaceX is conducting their external and internal test of the test production. Right now, SN7.2 was rolled out last week, lifted onto its stand about last week too, a couple days ago, and now we're already testing, so that's pretty great to see testing happening already. Right now, as the frost is holding, like I said, SpaceX is doing their test, but it's a great time to go over a couple things that we just did here at Space Watchers. We just interviewed Sorbonical, the CEO of Nebula Aerospace, and talked about their Gamma, Beta, and Alpha rockets yesterday. We also saw rollout of SN7.2. We also saw last week SN10 static fire of its main tanks. And soon we hopefully see SN11 come to life and SN15 come to life as SN15 4 dome rings and tank rings are spotted at the production facility. And yeah, we hope to see that happen. Right now, SN11, I almost said 10 there. SN11 is in the mid bay with its aft part and forward part done as we await nose cone stacking in the high bay and then soon roll out. That will most likely happen before SN10 lifts off and hopefully lands on landing zone 1 here at Boca Chica. We're also seeing hopefully at the Sanchez site stacking and integration tower formations. Right now, the caps are going to be placed onto the stand shortly around SN15, and that launch base is going to be ready for the orbital launch table, and the launch base for the orbital launch tower looks to be almost ready. After that, or way before that, we'll start seeing some GSC rollouts and some water tower rollouts. GSC means GSC means ground support equipment that just supports the launch of Starship with all of the cryogenic stages and all of the liquid methane and oxygen parts. They don't really load anything else there, but yeah. For the first flight, if we go IRL right now, it looks to be August. They're just adding the inner stage part of the Super Heavy shortly, and SN20 is coming along. We're not going to see SN20 be complete, though, until I'd say July time because of all the thermal protection systems that they have to put on there, all the tiles. And IRL right now, orbital launch tower is basically done. We're waiting for that 8th segment to come, maybe 9th segment, and then that cap will be put on top. And then they will start with the elevators and everything, which it's unknown if they're going to have that elevator before the first orbital flight or if they will use stairs. Right now, the venting's still happening. We're about halfway, I'd say, through that venting, maybe 3/4 of the way. And that frost is still holding on there right now, as you see. SN7.2 is venting. If we can get some different camera angles cycling through, that'd be awesome. And now the village was evacuated a little before just in case. Actually, no, village was not evacuated. Roads closed and the pad closed just in preparations for this test. And the top part of the venting has stopped, it looks like. So right now the frost is starting to decrease and the vents start to slow down, which means that Starship SN7.2 is detanking. Most likely this is complete the Starship SN7.2 test program 1 out of however, but right now the frost is decreasing on both the top and the middle part of SN7.2. Keep in mind the vehicle still can pop until all the fuel is released or until small amounts of fuels are detected. Right now, that top is starting to release all that frost, as you can see. It's pretty reflective, but yeah, we're just waiting for that vehicle to completely detank. Right now, events are starting to slow down, and Starship SN7.2 is concluding its test program 1. As you can see, pads and roads are soon going to open. Right now, that concludes the test. We are going to stay open until the road reopens completely. Right now, the frost is starting to fade away from the 7.2 test vehicle. Right now, staff are starting to make their way back to the stand right now and to that launch complex. And right now, road is starting to open, it looks like, and the pad is starting to open too. We'll see that pad open, and then the road will open as SpaceX teams secure the pad and make sure that it's ready for operations again. Keep in mind, if you have any questions, you can ask us in the chat. And you just saw with that Cybertruck drive by. That's a cool shot right there. But yeah, keep in mind, if you have any questions, ask us in the chat, or you can also ask us at the Discord channel by pinging at Dev135 or at Cobra, as we're getting ready to shut down the stream very shortly for today. But yeah, if you have any questions, please ask, as we're not going to take last minute questions. Right now, SpaceX teams are making their way back to that pad right now and securing the test vehicle. Right now, that vehicle is finished detanking, as the last and final milestone for today is road opening, which means that the vehicle is secured and completely detanked. Shortly for today, last and final milestone, like I just said, road opening. It'll open up the road and make it available for operations to open up again. And you just see those cars work around SN7.2 right there, entering the launch complex over there, and just securing the vehicle before the final moments. We got confirmation that road is open, and this will bring our webcast to close. If you want to, you can join our communication server, the Discord server. You can join the Space Watchers and SpaceX Discord servers. You gain exclusive access, like pre or early announcements of upcoming tests that are quickly, and yeah, you will basically get all those communications. And yeah, Thank you for watching Space Watchers, and we're signing out. I'm Dev135, and this is Space Watchers. Thank you for watching.